When I traveled to Peru last year with Global Citizen, I had the immense privilege of meeting some of the communities that ECW supports and heard their gratitude firsthand. I remember being struck by the scale of the problem. Many of these kids were not just homeless, but also malnourished, traumatized, scared, and lonely, had been persecuted for being in the LGBTQ community, lacked access to clean water, sanitation, and hygiene or health checks. Their parents talked about how school had provided so many of these things for their kids and how they missed their classrooms and teachers and the physical and emotional security the routine was able to provide. Parents were worried about the trauma their kids had already endured, whether it be in the aftermath of a natural disaster like the 2017 mudslides, or on a long and treacherous journey from Venezuela to Peru. They were concerned that their children had already missed months or longer of an education, particularly girls, who were more exposed to physical and psychological threats. They also talked about their hopes and dreams for their families' futures and the opportunities that school could provide. I met one incredible young girl from Venezuela, Ana, who, as a 14-year-old refugee herself, had befriended her neighbors who had recently arrived. The parents shared similar concerns about how safe school would be for their daughters, but after 6 months, Ana convinced them to let their 2 teenage daughters go back to school. Those 2 girls, who were losing hope away from the power of a classroom, are now back to pursuing their dreams of becoming a lawyer and a teacher. That is the power of young people, of young refugees, of young women who, despite and maybe because of what they've been through, are determined and brave to give back to the communities who welcome them and to show all of us their untold potential. Education Cannot Wait makes a difference because they know and respond to the complex needs of every child. They don't just repair buildings and build schools. They support the nutrition, mental health, protection, and gender programs that run within them. They equip and train and support teachers who work in these difficult settings to relate to their students. And I have seen it. I've witnessed it firsthand and been so incredibly moved by it. I've heard the stories from the parents, from the teachers, from community workers, and most importantly, from the kids themselves. But the need is growing. I encourage all of you, individuals, governments, the private sector, to come forward and give what you can. Let's not let education become a forgotten casualty of this crisis, because we need education more than ever right now.